Stop scrolling. You're about to book a trip to a place that is a total scam, a beautiful deception designed only to empty your wallet and waste your time. We've all seen the pictures: perfect turquoise water, majestic ancient ruins, and empty, sprawling landscapes. But those photos are lying to you. They hide the crowds, the ridiculous fees, and the sheer disappointment of a travel experience that simply isn't worth it. The internet is filled with perfect, filtered snapshots, but the reality is a nightmare of endless lines, aggressive street vendors, and food so overpriced it's offensive. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 7 most famous tourist traps in the world, destinations you should scratch off your bucket list immediately. These aren't just crowded spots. These are places specifically engineered to exploit travelers. Think about what a good vacation costs: flights, hotels, time off work. We're talking about thousands of dollars invested in memories that should last a lifetime. But when you fall for a tourist trap, that investment turns into regret. I'm going to show you destinations that have become so polluted, so overcrowded, and so utterly unauthentic that visiting them will genuinely ruin your vacation. In this video, we're not just complaining. We're exposing the ugly truth behind the beauty, and more importantly, we're giving you the solution. For every beautiful deception we uncover, I'm going to reveal a hidden alternative, a cheaper, quieter, and infinitely better spot nearby that gives you the true experience. We're replacing disappointment with genuine discovery. We'll start with a massive European city that has become a complete spectacle for tourists, a place many consider the most romantic city on Earth, but I call it a financial black hole. But stick around, because the #1 spot on this list is a tropical paradise that could cost you an estimated $5,000 mistake if you book a ticket right now. Get ready to rethink your travel plans. So, what exactly is a tourist trap, and why does it matter? It's simple. A beautiful deception is a place where the value you receive is wildly disproportionate to the price you pay and the effort you expend. You're not just paying for a view. You're paying a premium for a frustrating, manufactured experience. This usually involves severely overpriced meals, entry fees that sneak up on you, and souvenir shops selling garbage made 1,000 miles away. The biggest deception isn't the cost. It's the sheer lack of authenticity. These destinations were once magical, but now they are crushed under the weight of crowds and commercialization. You won't find genuine local culture. You'll find staff catering to the lowest common denominator, treating you like a walking wallet. The must-try street food is often reheated, and the local crafts are indistinguishable from what you'd buy at an airport gift shop. We travel to escape, to relax, and to gain perspective, but these traps steal your most precious resource: your time. Imagine waiting in a 2-hour line just to snap a photo that looks exactly like the one you saw online. That feeling of sinking regret, that's the true cost of a beautiful deception. You realize you could have been exploring a quiet, unique neighborhood instead of standing shoulder to shoulder with thousands of others. But there is a silver lining, and it's the core of this video: the hidden alternative. The beauty is usually close by. For every overhyped landmark, there's an authentic, budget-friendly gem just a short train ride away. This video is your guide to smarter travel, showing you how to skip the stress and the scams to find the real, memorable experiences you crave. We want to protect your itinerary. So with that definition in mind, let's jump into the countdown. We start with a city so legendary, its main attractions have become a worldwide punchline for pickpockets and long waits. Get your notepad ready, because this first location will surprise you with how little it offers for how much it demands. The deception starts now, beginning with a city famous for romance but now infamous for rip-offs. Our first beautiful deception is a city that has dominated travel posters for centuries: Venice, Italy. The image is pure romance, a labyrinth of shimmering canals, silent gondolas, and hidden bridges, bathed in golden afternoon light. You imagine a quiet, intimate moment with history, gliding past centuries-old palazzi. That stunning image is the deception they sell, the one that makes you book the flight without question. Now switch to the reality. You're not floating silently. You're stuck in a gondola traffic jam on the Grand Canal, choking on the exhaust of water taxis and surrounded by noisy tourist boats. The charming alleyways are shoulder to shoulder with selfie sticks and cruise ship crowds, making it nearly impossible to walk, let alone enjoy the architecture. The water, especially in summer, is often murky and smells less like the sea and more like stagnant decay. And the cost? It's astronomical. A simple coffee near St. Mark's Square can set you back $15 because you dared to sit down. The fixed price for a gondola ride lasts about 25 minutes, is often hiked up with hidden fees for singing, and ends up being one of the most overpriced experiences in all of Europe. Venice has stopped serving its locals. It only exists now to extract maximum cash from hurried tourists. Here is your essential alternative. Skip the main island's chaos and head to the Venetian lagoon islands, specifically Chioggia. This nearby stunning city is often called Little Venice. It has the canals, the colorful houses, and the peaceful, genuine atmosphere you were actually searching for, but with 90% fewer tourists and prices that the locals actually pay. You get the beauty without the bother, the authenticity without the crowds. Chioggia is a travel hack that saves your budget and your sanity. But if you think overpriced gondolas are bad, wait until you see our next location. It's a natural wonder in the American Southwest, one of the most Instagrammed places on Earth, that has become so controlled and so regulated by permits and fees that you feel less like an explorer and more like you're waiting in line at an amusement park. The beauty is real, but the freedom is gone. Our next beautiful deception is a true geological masterpiece. A photographer's dream, Antelope Canyon in the American Southwest. This slot canyon, with its smooth, sculpted sandstone walls and those ethereal light beams piercing the darkness, feels like walking into a painting. The photos suggest a silent, spiritual encounter with ancient rock, a solitary moment where light and shadow perform only for you. This image of exclusive beauty is exactly what they use to lure you in. The reality is less exploration and more assembly line. To even step foot inside, you need expensive, hard-to-get permits and must pay a mandatory guided tour fee. Once inside, you are herded shoulder to shoulder with dozens of other groups, moving at the pace of the slowest photographer. The guides are literally yelling at tourists to keep moving. You get about 10 seconds to take a picture at the prime spots before you're pushed along. The total cost, including the necessary tour fees and travel time, is wildly inflated for a tour that lasts barely an hour. You pay premium prices for what essentially becomes crowd control. Moreover, they heavily restrict what equipment you can bring. Tripods are often banned, meaning your chance of capturing those perfect long-exposure light beams is close to zero. You pay big money for a deeply restricted, inauthentic experience. Here's your hack for the Southwest. Skip the frustration of Antelope and head to Little Wild Horse Canyon in Utah. This incredible, winding slot canyon offers the exact same stunning geology, the carved walls, the narrow passages, but requires no permits, no guide, and is completely free to hike. It's an authentic, peaceful wilderness experience where you set the pace and truly feel like a desert explorer, not a number in a queue. Little Wild Horse proves that genuine beauty doesn't have to be expensive or controlled. But next, we're heading across the ocean to a seemingly serene destination that has been completely overwhelmed by a single, iconic structure. It's a historical marvel whose surrounding experience is so frustrating and so riddled with aggressive vendors that you'll spend more time swatting away salespeople than admiring the architecture. This Asian wonder is next. Our fifth beautiful deception takes us to Asia, to an ancient historical site whose name evokes deep history and spiritual serenity, the Taj Mahal in India. The classic image is breathtaking, the massive, flawless marble mausoleum reflecting perfectly in the long pool at sunrise. You imagine a quiet moment of contemplation, standing before one of the world's greatest testaments to love and architecture. This serene picture is what sells the dream, but it's a million miles from the reality. The moment you step near the gates, the tranquility is shattered by the relentless hustle. Forget that quiet reflection. You are immediately swarmed by guides, aggressive vendors, and rickshaw drivers, all clamoring for your attention, and more importantly, your money. You spend more time defensively swatting away salespeople trying to pressure you into a shoddy tour or overpriced trinket than you do actually admiring the monument. The beautiful structure is completely overshadowed by the surrounding noise and chaos. While the main entry ticket is cheap, the emotional cost is immense. To even get the perfect photo, you're fighting for space, dealing with intense security checks, and constantly refusing unwanted services. Every single interaction outside the gate feels transactional, exhausting, and borderline hostile. The environment around the Taj Mahal has become so saturated with aggressive vendors that it turns what should be an awe-inspiring visit into a stressful ordeal you just want to escape. Here is your perfect travel pivot. Skip the main grounds during peak hours and instead visit Medab Bagh, the Moonlight Garden, directly across the Yamuna River from the Taj. It offers an incredible, unobstructed view of the monument at sunrise or sunset. It's quiet, peaceful, costs barely anything, and allows you to actually contemplate the beauty of the structure without being hassled or stressed. You achieve the serenity the travel posters promised. Medab Bagh is proof that you can admire beauty without the surrounding chaos. But our next destination is entirely different. It's a modern, exotic spot famous for its vibrant nightlife and stunning natural caves. The deception here isn't just about crowds. It's about safety and exploitation, turning a beautiful getaway into a truly risky experience. This highly marketed island paradise is next, and you need to see the dark side before you book a flight. Next up is an island paradise, a place famous for its dazzling nightlife, stunning cliffside resorts, and seemingly endless turquoise waters. Cancun, Mexico. The images are pure escapism: white sand beaches, luxurious cocktails, and safe, contained fun. This location is heavily marketed to the US spring break and luxury travel crowds as a worry-free haven, a place where all your problems disappear the moment you arrive. The darker reality is that outside the sanitized resorts, the area faces serious challenges related to safety. While millions visit problem-free, there are documented ongoing issues with scams, theft, and worse, often targeting tourists perceived as vulnerable. You can't leave the hotel complex without being constantly on guard, and accepting help from strangers can easily lead to serious trouble or exploitation. The peace of mind you pay for simply doesn't exist when you step off the guarded property. This location also exemplifies the financial and ethical cost of overdevelopment. The rapid, unchecked construction of mega-resorts has severely damaged the delicate mangrove ecosystems and polluted the surrounding waters, directly impacting local communities. Your high-priced, all-inclusive stay often contributes to this unsustainable cycle, creating a huge gap between the rich resorts and the struggles of the working locals. The beauty is literally being paved over in the name of tourism profits. If you want genuine Caribbean-like beauty and a sense of safety without the heavy resort atmosphere and ethical concerns, head to the Yucatan, smaller towns, or the nearby island of Isla Holbox. Holbox offers the same beautiful beaches and incredible wildlife viewing, like swimming with whale sharks but in a small, car-free environment. It's authentic, safer, and focuses much more on sustainable tourism, giving you true peace. Isla Holbox gives you the real paradise feel, proving you can travel ethically. But our next destination is the plot twist we promised, the location that is perhaps the greatest financial trap of all. It's a spectacular landmark on the US East Coast, a symbol of freedom that now requires you to pay for things you think should be free. You'll spend an entire day just dealing with logistics and hidden fees, turning your patriotic visit into a frustrating ordeal. Our final beautiful deception is deeply ironic. It's the Statue of Liberty in New York City, the symbol of freedom and welcome. The myth is simple: you hop on a boat, see the magnificent statue, and feel that rush of patriotic history. It's an American landmark that everyone should see. But this visit is less about inspiration and more about navigating a bureaucratic, logistical nightmare that drains your time and your budget, even before you get to the island. The true trap here is the sheer logistics. To get a ticket that grants you access to the pedestal or the crown, you must book months in advance, and the free ferry everyone recommends only gives you a distant view. The official ferry system is plagued by massive lines, mandatory security checks that feel like airport screening, and confusing hidden fees for different access tiers. You'll spend 3 hours waiting in line and on transportation for what amounts to a 30-minute crowded view, making it the definition of poor value for your time. The $5,000 mistake we mentioned isn't the ticket price. It's the cost of your trip relative to the experience you actually receive. When you factor in the high cost of a New York trip, wasting half a day standing in line for this frustration is an unrecoverable financial and emotional drain. You're better off visiting Ellis Island or skipping the ferry altogether. It's a perfect monument, but a terrible tourist experience, making it the ultimate financial trap. Your hack is simple. Take the Staten Island ferry. It's completely free, runs frequently, and offers nearly the same stunning views of the Statue of Liberty and the Manhattan skyline without the lines, the hassle, or the hidden costs. You get all the visual impact with none of the logistical pain. Save your time and money and spend those hours enjoying the authentic culture and incredible food elsewhere in New York City. So there you have it, 3 destinations from a romantic European city to a sacred American icon that are beautiful deceptions designed to ruin your vacation. The lesson is clear: don't trust the filter. Research the reality, check the local prices, and always look for the quieter, better alternative. If you want to keep saving money and avoiding travel disappointment, make sure you hit that subscribe button now. And check out this next video right here, pointing to screen, where we cover the 5 most undervalued travel destinations you need to book immediately. And that's the reality behind the filters. Now you know which beautiful deceptions to skip and how to find the incredible, authentic spots that actually make travel worth it.